Picture this. You're strolling down a quaint cobblestone street in Europe. The smell of fresh bread fills the air, the architecture looks like a painting, and the vibes are peak travel goals. But then, wait. No golden arches? No smell of fries? No ice cream machine pretending to be broken? That's right. There's a country on this planet where you'll never find a McDonald's. Not a single one. And it's not because they hate burgers. This isn't some remote island in the middle of nowhere. We're talking about a country with high-speed trains, modern cities, and a serious taste for good food. And yet, no Big Macs in sight. Why? What did McDonald's do to get banned, rejected, or just completely ghosted here? And who is feeding the midnight snack cravings of this nation? Let's dig into the only country in mainland Europe that said, no thanks to Mickey D's, and why that decision might actually say a lot about us. The place we're talking about is Iceland. That wild, lava-scarred, northern lights-having, volcano-bubbling island country that looks like it was designed by a fantasy film director with a fog machine. Iceland has 0 McDonald's restaurants. None. Nada. Not even a sad little drive-thru outside the airport. But what's really bizarre? They used to have McDonald's. Back in 1993. The first McDonald's opened in Reykjavik, the capital of Iceland. People were excited. Like, camp outside the doors excited. For a while, it did great. Icelanders lined up for Big Macs, fries, and even those suspiciously perfect apple pies. But then came 2008. If you remember 2008, it wasn't exactly a party. The global financial crisis hit hard. And Iceland got hit harder than most. Its entire banking system collapsed basically overnight. Currencies nosedived. Prices skyrocketed. Imports got crazy expensive, and that included the cost of shipping McDonald's ingredients, which the franchise was required to do. Unlike some countries that let their local McDonald's tweak recipes and source ingredients nearby, Iceland's location meant everything had to be shipped in to meet McDonald's global standards. The meat, the cheese, the packaging, all of it. When the krona plummeted in 2008, suddenly that $6 Big Mac had to be priced closer to $15 just to break even. And Icelanders, yeah, they weren't about to pay gourmet prices for fast food. The last McDonald's in Iceland closed its doors in 2009. Okay, here's where things get really Icelandic. Instead of throwing away the last burger sold in Reykjavik, someone decided to keep it. Like a souvenir. And not just in their freezer. Oh no. That final McDonald's meal was placed on display. There's an actual live stream of the last McDonald's burger and fries sold in Iceland. It's been sitting on a shelf in a glass case, aging or not aging, in real time. And guess what? 13 years later, it still basically looks the same. Let that sink in. The burger hasn't molded. The fries haven't decomposed. So people watch it like it's performance art. Tourists stop by to take selfies with it. It's weird. And very on-brand for Iceland. You'd think another fast food giant would have swooped in to take over, right? Burger King, Wendy's, maybe even Taco Bell if they were feeling chaotic. But instead of replacing McDonald's with another chain, Iceland did something different. They went local. The guy who used to run the McDonald's franchise in Reykjavik just rebranded the restaurants and launched his own Icelandic burger chain. Metro. Same location, same grills, different logo. And the food? Locally sourced. Icelandic beef. Icelandic cheese. No flying lettuce in from Spain. So instead of clinging to a global brand, Iceland leaned into its own identity. And it worked. Metro is still open today, proudly un-Americanized, and selling burgers that don't need a clown to sell them. Here's the kicker. McDonald's isn't technically banned. There's no law stopping them from coming back. It's just that nobody wants to take the financial risk again. The logistics, the costs, the lack of local sourcing. It's just not worth it in Iceland's isolated volcano-sandwiched economy. Also, Icelanders just moved on. Their food scene has evolved. This is a country where people eat fermented shark and hot dogs with crispy onions. They're not exactly desperate for a filet-o-fish. Iceland isn't the only place you won't find a McFlurry. There are actually a handful of countries, mostly small, remote, or politically complex, where McDonald's has either never existed or packed up and left. Countries like North Korea, obviously, Iran, and Syria don't have McDonald's because of sanctions or political tensions. In some places, like Bermuda, McDonald's is straight up banned by law to protect local businesses. And in Bolivia, they just didn't want it. Despite opening several locations in the early 2000s, Bolivia's McDonald's experiment failed because locals preferred traditional food and saw fast food as a weird foreign concept. It wasn't about politics, it was about flavor. Iceland's decision to ghost McDonald's isn't just about economics. It's about identity. In a country with a tiny population and a strong sense of community, the appeal of mass-produced food just doesn't hit the same. And they're not wrong. Studies show that Icelanders are among the healthiest and longest-living people in the world. Their diet is full of fresh seafood, low-processed meats, and hearty root vegetables. Swapping that for supersized fries and soda? Yeah, no thanks. Also, Iceland's economy relies heavily on tourism. So instead of global fast food chains, they've leaned into showcasing what makes them different. Small bakeries, local breweries, farm-to-table restaurants, and hot dogs. So many hot dogs. Never say never, but don't count on it. Unless Iceland suddenly builds a tunnel to mainland Europe or invents teleportation for beef patties, the cost and logistics will stay sky high. Besides, the country seems perfectly content without it. And if anything, it's become a point of pride. Iceland is the country that said, "We're good" to Ronald McDonald, and they've made it work. So the next time you're in Iceland and you're craving something familiar, maybe skip the search for a drive-thru. Head to that local hot dog stand, or check out Metro for a burger with actual Icelandic beef. And remember, just because something's everywhere doesn't mean it belongs everywhere. In a world drowning in sameness, sometimes the boldest move is saying no to the arches. Especially when the alternative is a hot dog smothered in crispy onions and mysterious Icelandic mustard. Spicy take? Maybe. But at least the ice cream machine works.